Is that better for you?
All right.
Feels, even though there are less people, it feels more crowded.
Like we're sitting very close to each other.
This is somewhat foreign.
Yeah.
Take it away, big guy.
Well, let me look something up on my email now because I need this information for later. I need to talk about cheese later.
Surprise cheese.
Surprise cheese.
What a teaser.
It's like an unexpected. It's not the best kind of cheese, but
Surprise. It's cheese.
In my old Kentucky home. Kentucky.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Kentucky Commons Radio Hour. I am Michael Moeller, joined this December evening by one David Satterley.
Hello.
And one John Ronayne.
Hello.
And it's us.
It's us.
We haven't done this in a while, just the three of us. We're in Louisville at Brewgrass Homebrew Supply. We are around the table, closer together than ever before. Also, I was thinking about this, guys, is that we've almost been doing this in this format for the last 11 months. So it's been a fun year. It's probably maybe the last one we do for the year. So good work.
wow,
You know?
I can't believe it's been a freaking year
It's been a year.
of you all
I have regrets.
every week.
I mean, we started the year off not drinking at all.
Yeah, I'm doing dry January again. I think we'll see how it goes.
That was a you all thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did it successfully for like 2 weeks, like everybody else that does dry January. So, we have a lot of fun things to get through tonight. A lot of visuals, and one way you could see those visuals as they're happening and as you're listening to us talk about them is on our Patreon. You can see David right now drinking a beer and his reaction to the beer. And he didn't say it out loud, but you could tell by his face it was a crispy boy.
Wow.
And that's on brand.
And that's on brand for him. And yeah, so check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/KYCommons. And it's like $3 a month for that kind of content. And if you can't do that yet for whatever reason, we understand. You can put it into your budget for 2023, but you can give us a 5-star rating on your podcast platform of choice, right? It's not that hard to do. People leave reviews all the time, usually bad reviews, but you should leave a good review. That'd be the preferential thing to do.
Especially it's the holidays. Come on,
Give a little.
give a little.
And if you're wondering which crispy boy, it was that Atrium Meatball Pilsner.
Which is pretty good this round as well. It's pretty consistently good these days. Whenever they crank it out.
Yeah, it's good. It's you buy like a case of it every time, right? Like literally.
I buy it by the case. So yeah, when it runs out, I'll get another one. But so far, I'm still on the first one because, the holiday seasons and, just kind of take it easy for a little bit.
Yeah, I like a good crispy boy as well.
Well, this is an episode full of surprises, usually actually supplied by me. So for the first surprise, I guess we'll call it the top of the show beer because we're just going to steal that content from somebody else. David, why don't you open this mystery bottle that I provided?
Yeah, it's been sitting in the Louisville Ale Trail beer fridge for a few weeks, and everybody wonders what it is.
There's no label. It was previously encased in some gold foil.
Mm-hmm.
I brought it in a few weeks ago with the intention of sharing on a podcast before. I am certain that David has had this beer before. I don't know about John.
It smells dark.
Satterley sniff.
Do the Satterley sniff. So you're sniffing the bottle instead of just like putting your snot over it. You could just pour it into the glass and see if it's dark.
Sniff is an inhale and exhale, so there's no snot to be reciprocated.
Well, it is nice and dark.
I knew it would be dark.
It looks pretty damn thick.
Mm-hmm. Little carby boy.
I think I've had this beer in my possession for the last 2 years or so now.
This shit black as midnight.
It is dark and not crispy.
Very kind of jammy. Very kind of like figgy Tootsie Roll kind of aromas to it.
I'll be honest, it smells like crystal malt.
A little bit of crystal in there for sure. A little bit of coffee coming off of there too. That's good. It's very good. I have no idea what it might be. It's some kind of big
It tastes like
stout.
American Imperial Stout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you say American because it is
not
Russian.
Okay. Well,
Welcome to the machine, everybody. The machine from 1020, 10.5% Russian Imperial Stout.
Is that a Pink Floyd reference? Or?
No, I think it's a comedian reference. It's the machine. I don't know how that bit goes, but I'm pretty sure it's.
That's Tom Segura, right?
it's the other one.
Yeah, I know.
It's not. It's not Segura.
It's a Burt Kreischer bit.
Yeah. That.
I did learn recently that it's now highly suspect. So why is it called a Russian Imperial Stout? I'd always tell the story about, well, they would make it special for export to send over to the people in Russia. The IPA was one that they sent to India. The Russian Imperial Stout was like a big export stout. Apparently that's all just fake. And some brewery made it up as like a marketing gimmick in like the late 1800s or something.
Are you saying marketing works?
Yeah, well, because I've definitely told that story to people in like classes. It's like, yeah, and then the Russian Imperial Stout, which was just like, it was made for Catherine the Great or whatever. I'll do some more digging to find sources, but I did read a pretty credible report.
Catherine the Great just slamming like solo doming a bunch of stouts.
Big pastry girl.
And the old Rasputin.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
That's how they leaned in.
So there is a theory out there that is mostly marketing, which is
Well, what's not
more you learn.
marketing is the Kentucky Common, which it actually was brewed in Kentucky by Kentuckians for Kentuckians, unlike this Russian Imperial Stout. But hey, it's been a while since we've had a 1020 beer on, if ever. So
that's who this is
from them?
Yes.
Yeah, very nice.
Yep.
I think that
Did I not say that?
that was omitted. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is 1020. I've had this bottle in my possession for about 2 years now, supplied by their PR agency and Lauren Burdett.
How did it get here?
I got it.
Oh, okay. Because it wouldn't go through the mail or
No,
anything.
it's close enough
Gotcha.
to be just delivered by hand.
Well, good.
I'm gonna let it warm up. It's good,
Let it warm
but I
up.
think a little bit warmer it might be.
See, I like Imperial Stouts cold like that. I like it.
I just think there's more to it. Like even in like the last minute, I'm getting like a little more like toffee. Like it might be enjoyable at room temp, which
Let
is
it breathe.
kind of how.
Yeah, probably will be.
Kind of how I reach.
Well, speaking of 1020, you want to wish a fond farewell to their former brewer who's now taking a new opportunity. Did you ever hear what Larry's going on? Larry, the brewer from 1020, did great things getting him off the ground and is now moving on. I don't know if I heard where he's going.
I have not been given specifics. It is my understanding that he is going to a spot in Delaware where he's going to do some work for a restaurant group brewery. So like similar to like the Rock Bottom kind of model, but
sure.
It's not Rock Bottom. It's something. It's more New England and East Coast.
You always want to advance your career to rock bottom, when possible.
Well, cheers to Larry. Thanks for getting 1020 up and running around here, and all the best as you go forward. You guys have any favorite Larry memories?
I have a lot of favorite Larry memories, and like the one that really comes to mind is when he first kind of got to Louisville. When we first met him, he was very open about helping us, and he was just like, "Hey, if you all need anything at all, just let me know." And I was like, "Larry, thanks, man."
Yeah, and just was because he had been around too, and was like, Louisville needs something like this, Yeah. Like he was glad to see that kind of a program getting off the ground, and he showed us around the facility and like all that stuff. That was a really fun. That was a fun day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been around the block. He's been pretty high up in the Brewers Association and the local guild here in Kentucky, and he's been around.
Yeah, well, this one's for you, Larry. Cheers, man.
This one is for you.
Cheers. Speaking of people who have been around,
Me? Was that
Mile Wide's been around for a little bit. They're celebrating their 6th anniversary this month. David, what do you know about the anniversary?
I know that it felt like Mile Wide opened just a few short years ago with John King in a tent outside.
Yeah.
Just not really picketing like you would a normal release, but just trying to be the first guy on the scene.
And doing it videos for Facebook Live or wherever he posts stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, Mile Wide is celebrating their 6-year anniversary, which again seems
Somehow.
seems wild. but they've kind of done this theming the last couple of years where they normally do like a an anniversary IPA, an anniversary sour, and then normally there's a stout release to come along with that. So we have all three of those coming out this Saturday, and we got to try a couple of them already, and they're great.
Nice.
Crowd favorite Uncle Disheveled is coming back. They put that in a Castle and Key barrel and then doubled the coffee on it. So Uncle Disheveled is like a coffee style that they make. It's like a easy sessionable beer, like 5%. But Highlands Coffee no longer exists thanks to pandemic.
Yeah.
Or other factors, not sure. But they have agreed to roast and then make this coffee specifically for this beer.
Cool.
In perpetuity. So lucky for all us nerds.
So I don't know where Highland Coffee is apparently, because I don't know where they're doing that.
It's gone.
Yeah, I guess they have a sub roasting contractor or something like that. But that's cool. That's exciting.
No, it's still through them.
Yeah, but where do they do it?
They're still roasting, I guess, like in Florida or something. I don't know, but
Gotcha.
it's still the same. It's still the same dude. It's Uncle Disheveled.
Okay,
I think.
Well, now I'm up to
No,
speed.
it is.
Yeah, that's really cool, and that's always such a good beer. And yeah, it's fun that they're doing different like variations of that too.
Yeah, so they had that in a barrel. They doubled the coffee. It's a rye barrel, and it is 10%. That's going to be a pretty hefty beer. We went over there to watch the World Cup game.
Nice.
RIP USA. But
Rip.
aside from that, they're going to do their.
It was fun while it lasted with the World Cup, by the way. It was fun while it lasted.
It was.
Yeah.
We encourage basketball and football players.
Yeah.
So not really a fan of the foot. But in true Mile Wide fashion, they're going to do an anniversary IPA, which they always do. And this one's going to have some of that thiolized yeast going in.
That's so hot right now.
Yeah.
So hot.
Speaking of marketing.
So these are like a lot of words that I don't actually know. But I'm going to tell you guys in case someone might know.
Okay.
It's going to be a Northeast IPA with Heliogazer thiolized yeast, Citra Incognito.
Oh, that's that like newer hop oil stuff that they're making, I think, isn't it?
I don't know. I think
Okay.
it's like when you click on Google Chrome, but you go to Incognito. So it's like just a sneaky hop.
When you don't want your dog to see what you're Googling to get them for their birthday.
When you don't want your fermenter to understand the hop.
Right.
Regular Citra, Brew -1, seems experimental, and Talus.
Okay. Yeah. All good
Talus.
hops. All good hops.
Yeah, and they've always kind of experimented and moved forward the hop game in Louisville, so this only makes sense.
I got a little sample of that the other day. It is quite good. I don't even necessarily like that style very much. Big, New England IPA, but it was really good.
Well, man, like freaking Mile Wide has packed a lot into 6 years. Like, yeah, you were talking about when they first opened and then, just grew there, cranking out really good new. Yeah, they kind of did bring the New England IPA style into Louisville more than anybody else did, I would say. Like, they were kind of popping off around the same time. Bearded Iris was getting hot, and like you were starting to see.
Oh, no, they were before, yeah. They were champions.
Yeah, they were champions for sure.
Still
and then,
are.
Like,
I mean, they do good things. I think their experimentation has made New England style a little bit of a broader category, if anything.
I agree.
Which explains why I don't like a lot of them.
Yeah,
but,
that's fair.
That's
fair.
But I go for consistency, and I'll always experiment and try something. On that note too, I mean, they've always had like their kettle sour program that's moving through, and they always do a kettle sour release for their anniversary too. So this year is going to be raspberry, blackberry, blueberry, vanilla, lactose, and marshmallows.
Wow, whoa.
That's a lot.
Pastry sour alley.
Is that what it's called?
No,
Oh,
it's just called. I'm sure there's a kitschy name for it, but
That's what my large intestines are going to be called after the 6th anniversary party at Mile Wide.
What's your all's favorite Mile Wide memory?
I remember when they first opened, so it's weird to me to think that our store has been open longer than they've been open. But I remember I think it was Scott and Matt, Scott and Kyle. I can't remember if Matt was there, but they came in here like the day they like signed their lease on their building or whatever, and they like threw a T-shirt at me. And I'd met Scott in passing a couple times, I think, but that was the first time I kind of just got to know them and hear what they were up to and stuff like that. And then they were always down to shoot fun videos. We did like the Sven Ricky
the Centauri
the Boy Meets Work video,
Centauri.
around
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So that was super fun. And just hanging out with those guys, honestly. Matt Landon is a treasure. Man among men. And a Kurt Vonnegut fan, so.
Yeah, I don't have a singular memory other than like Silent Disco, because those get pretty fun.
It's all the times you don't remember at Mile Wide that are the best.
No.
Just kidding.
But I will say, like, if you get Matt Landon post like 6 p.m., like not work time, and just have a couple beers, there are stories that are just like the best, and you can share, and it's open. It's fun. I don't know. That guy's done a lot, seen a lot, and if you ever get the chance to, it's always good to like meet the owners, know what they're into or whatever. But when sometimes you like dig back a little bit, and you're just like, this is fun.
And just to be clear, there's another Matt Landon that
I think that's Matt Langdon or something, isn't it? Spelled
no,
slightly differently.
It's the same, but it's a different. If you know that name and like it like sends shivers down your spine,
polar opposite.
Don't worry, it's not him. We're talking about somebody
it's his
else.
Complete opposite. Yeah. They've done a lot of fun events down there too. Like they started the Hops on the Hill, which is always a really fun thing.
Yeah, that's a blast.
The what's the other one that's down there? That's the big one.
Well, I mean, but they also host different organizations in their huge parking lot there. Yeah. It's a unique place because they are kind of right there in the Highlands / Phoenix Hill area, but the
funny part is they're not road visible.
Mm-hmm. No, behind the silos.
So there's a giant like parking lot, and you're like, "What's that for?" And it's like, "Oh no, there's this giant brewery behind here."
That parking lot is pretty nice. It's nice.
The year that they had Sherby there and had like the world's biggest disco ball in the parking lot on a crane. I mean, that was so badass. Like, it was so much fun.
I always appreciated that they like to have like morning events. Like they would open up early sometimes for like soccer matches. It was usually for soccer matches, I feel like, but they would open up at like 9, 10 a.m. and people would go in there and drink early and like.
You think people like drinking beer early?
I think people like drinking beer early in the day, and they'd also have like breakfast pizzas occasionally, which I always really
shout out
liked.
Max Mile Wide too.
Max and Mile Wide, and pizza and beer. Nothing's better than that, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So that was always really fun. Otherwise, it's just such an easy spot to go to. All the bartenders are, I'm gonna say friendly, but like in a.
They're friendly.
They're friendly. Yeah, I mean they're friendly.
And I remember
we just know them too well, so that's what it is.
They just don't like us anymore. Just kidding.
I think. And pinball. If you like pinball, I don't know. This episode's not sponsored by Mile Wide.
No,
we're just
they're turning 6. It's cool.
But it could be.
But it could be.
Yeah.
And this is what you get as a freebie.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
What? Are there
Daisy?
No, I hear sleigh bells.
I was gonna say like reindeer.
What in the world?
Feet on the roof?
Santa?
What is?
I feel like we're about to get a surprise.
I hope.
I think I see Santa outside.
Santa. I smell a very strange odor coming from him.
Why are you leaving?
It's kind of like a dairy farm, kind of like some rennet fumes coming from over here.
Well, while Michael's gone, we need to discuss the finals of the Tolkien series on HBO.
Oh yeah, so the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the final couple. Okay, so what? Sleigh bells.
Sorry, Santa couldn't come in.
Muller's got a whole bunch of weird shit.
So I actually just saw him outside, and he was like, "Hey, can you give this to David and John?"
Did he get that letter from me with that thing I wanted?
Yeah. So this is from Santa to the podcast.
Thank you, Santa.
John, if you want to open that.
Okay.
It's a little, big box with some snowflakes on it.
I hope it's a fleshlight.
It could be.
You are on the naughty list. You are now.
Santa got us some Miller Lite ornaments.
Oh, I thought these were like goblets to like drink.
Well, they are now. They are kind of.
Yeah.
They are.
It looks kind of like a fleshlight.
Oh my god!
If
you try hard enough, anything can be a fleshlight.
These Miller Lite ornaments double as a beer koozie. So you just set your set your can inside.
Oh, this is definitely a fleshlight.
Is there no end to the amount of like pointless shit Miller Lite puts out into the universe?
Puts out so much random shit that we don't need.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then once you're done, you can draw put a little string on the empty can and then hang it from your tree. So
and then you can get fruit flies in your house.
Is Santa sponsored by fucking like Miller Coors? What's going on, Santa?
what goes with? So this is on the back of the ornaments. What goes with hanging ornaments and hanging with friends? Beer. So we filled this decorative holiday sphere with our fine quality Pilsner.
It's not working for David.
At only 96 calories per 12-ounce beer ornament. There's no reason not to crack one and hang. It does not work for 16-ounce cans.
Yeah, Atrium, you're too thick for this.
Too thick. All right, well, this is pointless. But here we are.
So pointless.
These are like all the gifts I asked for in my childhood, and then they got me something that I didn't ask for.
Let's be honest. As far as like a beer-related gift, this isn't the worst one you've ever gotten.
No, it's fun. It's creative, and I'll give them their applause for thinking outside of the bulb.
The globe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
cool.
They're fun.
It's almost
just some extra, some extra ornaments for all of us.
Some extra stuff to go into the landfill.
Eventually. With the other, fake plastic trees.
Hey, these are probably recyclable. Let's be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm excited for the Miller.
So anyway, if you're not seeing these, maybe we'll clip this segment out, or you can go over to Patreon to see the video because these are pretty hilarious. Thank you, Santa. Thank you, Beer Santa.
Thank you, Fleshlight.
Thank you, Beer Santa. Yikes. But when I think of Miller Lite, I think of Wisconsin. And when I think of Wisconsin, I also think of cheese.
Yeah,
and then when I think of cheese, I also think of cheese from Vermont, because that is the other thing that I have planned for this special Christmas surprise. I've got some special cheese programming from Vermont's own Cabot Dairy Farm.
Vermont can send us fleshlights.
Stop saying fleshlight.
Nope.
You're ruining Christmas.
They did not send that. And they have some special things. David, why don't you read or just kind of show off what's in the box?
I can't read. Holy hell. All right. So we have some Cabot Gourmet, very seriously sharp white cheddar cheese. Okay, all right. So I seriously appreciate this. Okay. The way they have this labeled right now, it's cracker cut slices.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if you have ever been in a situation where you're just like, I just want a little cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
You got to cut it.
Oh, it's a pain.
And you got to know the thickness and the right cracker to cheese ratio and all the things that make a good cracker and cheese. And they've got it already done. So we have some white cheddar cheese.
And I will go ahead and say that they've done a great service and told us what kind of beer pairs well with that kind of cheese.
Ooh, hell yeah.
So that one specifically, and we'll go over this as we taste it, but that one that you just mentioned goes well with a good little, Belgian style beer.
A little sharp cheddar, a little Belge.
Yeah. And then you have an extra sharp.
Oh, so that's seriously sharp. That's extra sharp.
And then the real actual way you eat cheese, pepper jack.
Yeah, pepper jack's pretty good.
Yeah. And the pepper,
put that on everything.
The pepper jack goes with some smoked beers, they say.
Oh, we might have some smoked beer around here somewhere.
Damn, they give us crackers too.
They thought of everything.
Yeah, it's a horseradish mustard infused cheddar cracker.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, speaking of mustard,
I don't actually want to do this. I just want to take it all home and just have it for myself because this is great.
Well, speaking of mustard, check out the mustard on there.
Well, I'm getting there.
I feel like this is how you undo your stockings.
Oh my God. Heady Topper mustard.
Hey, speaking of
There's
original
whole
New England
grains
IPAs.
in this.
That looks pretty fucking good, I gotta say.
Only 5 calories, guys.
Yeah. That's the lightest calorie double IPA you'll ever have.
Yeah, I'm going on the mustard diet.
Distilled white vinegar, Heady Topper IPA, organic yellow mustard seed, and powder. The powder is important too because the seed has that bitterness in it.
Yeah.
And then organic brown mustard seed and salt.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Vermont. You're really providing tonight.
Yeah, indeed.
And then we have pickles, which are gross. So
pardon me? That's hate speech, dude.
Those pickles are handmade artisan pickles created in collaboration with Sip of Sunshine, brewed by Lawson's Finest Liquids in Waitsfield, Vermont.
The Tipsy Pickle, Sip of Sunshine pickles. Yeah, these look great. And there's some garlic cloves in there. There's a bunch of maybe some peppers or something down there. These look legit.
I'm excited to try these. So yeah, they didn't send us the beer to go along with these, but thankfully I think between the three of us, we actually had some things that we were able to
Scrape it together.
No, we don't know how to drink beer.
No. With the seriously sharp cheddar, the first and the one that we mentioned, I think that might be good with Monnik's Noel.
Okay.
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know.
So they recommended something Belgian.
Yeah.
And Monnik's Noel is their Christmas beer. But, a lot of the times you get Christmas beers and they're kind of like Yule seasoning spices or whatever. Noel is fun because it's a little different. And what is it, a triple for a base?
It's a Belgian triple.
Yeah, Belgian triple. And I think they put like lavender and ginger into it, if I recall. Yeah, there we go.
And so with this beer specifically, like the fresher it is, the absolute better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the fresh lavender, ginger going in there. The ginger gives it that little bit of snap, and the lavender gives it that like sweetness, but also floral aspect.
Unlike that cheese, which is aged for 14 months.
Ooh, some old cheese. Oh yeah, the pickles are great.
Are you just eating pickles?
We're already going to the pickles? Oh, I'll go ahead and get some pickles too.
That's gross.
I'm a pickle guy, dude. They're great.
Yeah.
Those are actually really good.
Yeah, those are great. David, you want some?
No, I'm good.
Do you want to drink the pickle juice?
It's good
I'm
for
not,
you.
I'm not a psychopath.
It prevents scurvy. It helps you get your vitamins in this time of where it gets dark all the time. And it just gets darker. And every day you wake up and it's dark.
That's vitamin D, not vitamin C.
I'm on vitamin P, dude. Fucking pickles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pushing P.
Pushing the P. That's right.
Pushing P over here. Pushing pickles.
All right, so how should we do this? Should we taste the cheese and then drink the beer and then taste the cheese again?
I think that's the way people do tastings.
Okay. So this is the seriously sharp cheddar.
Yep.
Are you going to go cheese only or are you going to go cheese and cracker?
I'm a cheese guy, so
Your cheese, yeah.
By the way, those crackers are Castleton crackers, alehouse cheddar crackers, tasty rustic crackers that incorporate cheddar from Vermont's own Farmstead Cheese Company.
no, this needs nothing.
Good cheese.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking good cheese.
that cheese is
Banging.
that cheese is really good.
I put nothing else in this.
All right, let me try some with the Noel here.
Little Noel.
Little taste of Noel.
I'll take a whole pour of Noel. That shit's good.
There you are, sir.
It
is very good beer. Honestly.
I know, this has the ginger and the lavender in it, but I think it complements the cheese really well.
All right, let's see. So the Noel, we'll do quick tasting notes on it as well. But yeah, you get that Belgianiness off of it, but the lavender really comes through nicely and very subtle ginger notes. If you guys haven't had this beer, definitely go grab it. You can find it in the wild a lot too. They sell that. This one goes out to market sometimes. So
no, it's out. It's pretty much gone. Like if you can find it now, it's seasonal and it just flies.
Yeah, this beer is fantastic. All right,
I think for me, like the higher ABV Belgians, like you get that yeast character, but it's not as pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start getting that like caramel sugar, like candy syrup deal, and that's the driving factor for all of that.
That cheese is fantastic.
They do go well together.
Yeah. Kind of curious about this heady topper mustard though.
I don't know. I open it up.
I'm not a pickle guy, but I am a little bit of a mustard
I'm a mustard guy
connoisseur. Yeah.
When they asked if we would take this product in, I didn't misunderstand the email, and I thought that they were also including like heady topper beer. I got really excited. I was like, yeah, sign me up. I want all this. I mean, obviously a little disappointed because when I think I'm going to get heady topper and I don't, is what it is. However, this cheese is really good.
The mustard's fucking banging, dude.
Okay. The mustard is amazing.
Yeah.
The cracker is also
The cracker's amazing.
amazing.
Thank
Wow.
you, Cabot. Or Cabot.
Yeah. Castleton, whatever you're doing with these crackers, I want them.
That's right. I mean,
Yeah,
the
dude.
crackers just by themselves are really good. But
Oh, yeah, I want this.
Is this podcast just an excuse for us to like snack at this point?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
It's
honestly.
actually ASMR. Like the more we
No,
eat,
that's
the
kind of what I was
more-
thinking
The
about.
more
fine with
crunches.
that.
The munching into the mic.
Who cares about beer? I just want to make a cheese podcast now. Cheese and
Mouth
mustard.
Kentucky cheese hour.
Yeah, that's probably the
My old
answer for
Kentucky
this.
cheese.
Yeah, give me
Well-
I want the mustard.
All right.
This shit is good. need bread or
trying to think of like a lesson for the listeners here. But
the lesson for the listeners is go to Vermont.
Yeah.
They have good dairy.
If you want to do the experiment we're doing too, I'm sure you can find this sheet that you have here on Cabot's website, or just by going onto their social media and stuff like that too.
You know, it might not be Cabot's cheese specifically, but you know, you could probably do this at home with some other.
Should be Cabot's cheese.
It should be. What other kind of cheese do we got here? You're dipping the cheese and the cracker in the mustard.
Hell yeah, these are 3 good ingredients going into.
Do you want some pickles too?
Well, I will get a pickle into you before this evening is over.
Gross. Up next, why don't we do the seriously
That's what
extra
just
sharp.
Yeah, okay, now we get the extra
The
sharp.
extra sharp.
That's life changing.
I don't. Okay, so admittedly, for this one, they didn't provide a beer necessarily that goes with it, but we do have
We're creative.
But we do have a pale ale.
Okay.
And pale ales go well with things. So we have a Steep Hills in Las Vegas from Atrium.
Hell yeah.
You know, just something, a little palate cleanser to go along with the cheese too. I feel like they're gonna. I don't know. This is a 3rd place world championship winner.
Of the cheese?
In the world cheese contest.
Oh, the World Cheese. Okay, we need to get tickets to the World Cheese Contest.
We need a cheese
beer
sponsor.
festivals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't even care about beer anymore.
All right, so tasting notes on the cheese. Excellent. I love white cheddar, honestly.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Taking a couple of those.
It's still extremely sharp, but it's a little drier, a little creamier.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
It's got consistency.
Yeah.
So what's supposed to be more sharp? Extra sharp or seriously sharp?
I'm assuming seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you can be seriously extra.
Well, and there's an age statement on the seriously, whereas the extra. Wait, no, I got that wrong.
All right, so we're going to pair this with some pale ale and see what magic happens. Good old Steep Hill in Vegas from our friends up at Atrium. And I can't remember the details on this one. I'm trying to think if they told us what hops or anything they put in here.
No,
I think it's
kind
Citra.
It is mostly Citra forward, but they have been refining this over the last 2 years they've been open. So this batch specifically has kind of been a pinnacle for what it's trying to be.
They say an East meets West Coast pale ale made with 100% Citra hops in this batch. So let's see.
It's got great bitterness.
Did they change the label on that can?
Looks like maybe they did.
Yeah.
Excellent beer. Hoppy, not too bitter. Yeah, East Coast meets West Coast or whatever.
Yeah, I think for pale ales, you don't have to really like go too far out of like a zone.
Yeah.
You know, it just needs to be crushable, light, like.
It has to pair well with extra sharp cheddar cheese.
I was going to say, we tried the...
Actually, I'm never drinking a pale ale that doesn't pair well with cheese ever again. I'm going to bring my own cheese.
This pale ale is going to go good with this mustard too, honestly. This to me might be a...
I think everything's going to go good with that mustard. That mustard is incredible.
I will just drink that mustard by itself.
It's an excellent combo. It's very good. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. Honestly, getting a little bit of cheese and beer in the mouth at the same time.
So should we contact Atrium and see if they'll make a cheddar cheese beer? They put everything else in that fucking mash tun. let's throw some cheese in there, Spencer. Let's go.
Thank you. Yep. Let me get some mustard.
Those go really, really nicely together. The mustard in the beer actually is like a hot ticket. That's a move.
So
that's a move.
If you like beer cheese and you could like mix it with mustard, I'm for that.
Should Louisville Ale Trail launch a line of like Louisville beer foods?
Yeah.
Dude. Okay, I'm gonna edit that out. But yeah, we should absolutely do that.
Louisville beer mustard.
Yeah. Yeah.
The FDA be after us.
Louisville beer pickles.
No, we can just become our own like Rusty with the beef jerky guy.
Yeah, just go around at
they
bars.
used to go around in bars late at night and just
I'm wearing overalls.
Yeah, you're. So for those that don't know, this dude pre-COVID, we're just like if you were at a bar, like a dive bar, let's say the Pearl or somewhere in Louisville, at any time after 11 p.m. there was a very good chance you'd see this old man walk in wearing overalls and like a straw hat.
And it was almost like a force of nature. Like it'd be just at that point in the night where you're like, fuck, I've been drinking. I need a little something to eat. I need a little base. And then this guy would show up in overalls. You can tell the rest.
And he would just like be holding a
wicker basket.
A wicker basket. It almost reminded me of like an Easter basket.
Yeah.
Like the Casito cookie lady?
Yeah.
Yep.
Another Louisville legend.
And he would just like have homemade beef jerky that he'd sell people.
It was fucking good.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he was like omnipresent,
omnipotent too, and at least as far as jerky is concerned.
Yeah. But yeah, he was omnipresent because like didn't matter what bar you were,
he was there.
He was going to be there that night too.
And I've been around the block a little longer than you gentlemen, and I even remember like he's been doing that. He did it forever. Like the first time I went to Knock Bar, I'm pretty sure he was there. Like, yeah.
No.
I've paid more for jerky, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
I don't.
I don't think I want to.
What do you mean?
Let's get back to cheese.
All right, so we want to do our own little beer cheese and little beer jerky.
I mean, this is kind of an experience.
Yeah, let's go back to the crackers too.
I think this could be also we could start a religion based on this.
So next up is the pepper jack. This smooth toasted malt notes of darker, full-bodied beers revel in pepper jack's creamy kick of spice and heat. I will say, this won first place in the World Championship Cheese Contest.
Wow. All right. We're going to slide into your DMs, Cabot. We want to come out and document beer and cheese at the next year's World Cheese Championship.
Just smell it.
All right, let's get some pepper jack going.
And for this one, they did suggest that, like a porter or stout would go well, but they also said a smoke beer.
Oh yeah.
So we brewed a Grodziskie with a brewery called Fallziskie a few months ago.
Who's that?
And I figured, hey, we still have some cans left over. Let's try this smoked Grodziskie beer and see how that goes with the pepper jack.
That was probably that's my favorite collaboration beer we've done, just because it was so like it was kind of a risk for them to agree to do like a old school. Not that Cam or Drew, or would have been ever said, let's not do something crazy. The spirit of Fallziskie in those days was one of community, was one of unique
expression.
There you go. Thank you very much. But this beer came out so fucking good. Cam nailed it, and they let us get creative with the design. It's a Grodziskie beer, which is a smoked Polish wheat beer. It's 100% wheat malt, and when they're drying the wheat out to kind of malt it and kiln it and whatnot, they actually use wood smoke to do that. So kind of like you're smoking a brisket or smoking a turkey or whatever, and it picks up that woody flavor. The malt rather picks up that oaky flavor, and then adds it into the beer without having to wood age or without having to add any kind of like smoke extracts. Or if you were at our From Stave to Glass Barrel discussion during Louisville Beer Week, shout out to Jerry if you're just adding like cardboard grounds to your beer,
cardboard grounds,
sawdust. Whatever the cool kids are doing these days, this all gets that from the kilning process, and that beer came out so good. All right, so let me kill this one.
I already had that pepper jack cheese, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, that smells better than any pepper jack I've ever had.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And the peppers are like actually really good too. A lot of times in pepper jack, you don't even really notice the peppers, but they're a standout. All right, let's get a little Fallziskie.
Little Grodziskie.
This is also my favorite can we ever made. I just love looking at it.
So like the going back to that collab real fast, it is from start to finish probably one of our most successful collabs. Like we've had some amazing beers, but maybe we weren't necessarily involved with the process.
Yeah.
Or
and this was the fucking Ethereal as well.
Yeah. Ethereal is part of that collab too in Lexington. But like we're thankful for all the collabs that we've done, but like sometimes it's okay, hey, we decided to go with this recipe, why don't you make some can art?
Yeah.
Or hey, we blended these together, it's really good. What name do you want it?
Yeah.
And then our designer will mock that up.
Yeah.
But like this is something that we had kind of creative control over from start to finish.
Yeah. And we had talked about our love of Grodziske's in the pod, and like, that it all came together. All right, so this just goes so fucking well with this pepper jack cheese too. A Grodziskie is just a very light-bodied beer. It's almost like reminiscent of a Pilsner in terms of its like just body and color and stuff. But then it's got that oaky smokiness that's just light and toasty and lightly tannic and a little teeny tiny bit sweet. And it's fucking banging with that cheese, dude.
That's really nice. How would you rank these three cheeses that we had tonight?
I'm feeling the pepper jack right now, but that's also because it's going really well with this beer, I think. But Desert Island cheese, I think I would lean into the seriously sharp.
It's seriously sharp for me. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go.
But only if I could have more beer with it.
Yeah. Especially with the Noel. That was an excellent pairing.
Yeah, that worked. I'm gonna revisit that while we're still doing the show.
I don't know, dude. The pepper jack and the smoked beer are actually really fucking good. You get that little bit of heat on your tongue.
I would put the pepper jack second, and then the extra sharp third,
and
just
that's not
because somebody has to be third.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow. All right. So we're going to the fucking World Cheese Festival. I don't care who has to die. We're getting press passes and we are going there.
I want to do the whole like roll the cheese wheel down the hill thing, and like one of us has to chase it.
Yeah.
Like
that's a thing, right?
You break a couple bones. It's fine. But
that sounds like a very
you fucking commit to that. Like you go down the hill. That's it.
I think you'd like drink a stein of something lagery and then
before or after
chase, yeah, exactly.
Whatever,
yeah. That sounds like a very like Northern European thing that I want to participate in.
Speaking of Northern European things that you participated in,
strange Christmas rituals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so Courtney's friend had a birthday. You guys know that I never go out.
Who's Courtney?
My girlfriend,
your wife?
life partner. I don't go anywhere. You guys have to twist my arm to get me to go to things and whatnot. So
no, you still don't come.
Yeah, exactly. So we went out with her friend for her friend's birthday and started at West 6 downtown. Lovely, great tap room. Thanks everybody for making good beer and being a cool spot down in Nilu. And then the conversation, of course, turns to like, oh, where are we going to go next? And I'm like, we're going somewhere next. I thought we were coming out for like a beer, and then I was going to go to freaking Mile Wide to hang out for Trail Tuesday.
Go Hermit.
But no. I'm trying to think of the best way to introduce the chaos. But somebody says, do you guys want to go to the Christmas bar? And I said,
the Christmas bar?
Is this like the Fête de Noël? Or are you talking about like going to like a thing? No, there's a pop-up bar downtown called Miracle that is behind Galaxy. If you guys are Louisvillians, and that little room that used to be, it still I guess is sometimes. Do you ever get into that hellscape that's like that weird little dance club that's like back in that old building in Nulu?
Galaxy?
It's behind that. You like go through that little like strange hallway back there.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, well, not if you're me, and not if it got transformed into Miracle. You walk in and you just literally get like you actually used the word like Christmas threw up in here earlier to describe a place. This was like that turned up to 10,000.
Sounds miraculous.
It's like music, and in the back it's like club music. It's like and it's so loud you can't hear anything
at 3 p.m.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. It's like it's not even like remixed.
Clip that, Alexa. Clip that.
So it's club music, Christmas turned up all the way. It's like fucking Christmas movies playing. All of the drinks, of course, are Christmas themed. The staff is forced to wear like it's like you're going to visit Santa in the mall, but it's a bunch of adults, like not even necessarily young people.
Is it slutty?
I mean, it was a little slutty. There was some slutty action going on. And I'm not going to say that part of that wasn't me, because I had a couple beers at West 6 already. And so then I was just like, oh, man. And so I was trying to get them to set me up to do a beer bong of like hard eggnog, but they wouldn't do it. Yeah. So anyway, have you guys been here?
I have.
Should Christmas... You've been to Miracle?
I've been a few times.
Okay. Oh, my God, Bowler, no. Tell me your thoughts on this.
I've probably gone once a year, every year since they've been doing it. It's been probably 5 years or so.
You can go there in December in the days that start with 2. Not the 2nd. All the other ones. If it's the 20th, 21st, 22nd, or 23rd, 24th, you can go there. Otherwise, I'm putting a kibosh on all of this.
I'm looking at the menu on their website right now.
The cocktails are gold.
Do you think so?
Well, you can your segment. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying there's a Christmas cricket cocktail, which is tequila, vanilla liqueur, minty amaro, cream ole bitters, whatever. Grandma got run over by a T-Rex.
Yeah.
What did you have? Did you have a beer? Or did you have like a Christmas themed cocktail?
Oh, I think I had a Miller High Life.
You had a High Life.
Yeah.
I'm not.
This is easily predictable.
So the other reason why,
would you like me to move the mustard closer to you, sir?
The other reason why we know this bar exists is one of our friends who we all know, who we don't need to say the name of, doesn't like to go to this bar, but when his wife forces him to go to this bar, he always leaves with glassware.
Okay, gotcha.
And I am completely against people stealing glassware because it's like glassware costs money.
And
like,
more importantly, you're on the fucking naughty list if you steal glassware from a Christmas bar.
Yeah. But his justification is that he's paying $18 for shitty cocktails.
Expensive.
He's paying $18 for
It's a
shitty
built-in,
cocktails,
yeah.
and he knows that I'm going to be taking this glass with me.
Yeah.
I'm now paying for the glass, so
Yeah.
I will take it.
All right, so my segue here is advice for breweries. If we owned a brewery, or if it's kind of, it's a question in the homebrew shop too. Is like, did you guys ever work retail or work when they start playing Christmas music, like the day after Halloween, or sometimes like it's never before Halloween, but it pretty much starts like right after Halloween these days.
Have you ever worked at KFC right after they debuted the famous bowl and then
No.
move it into a 3-piece dark meat special?
Oh no, I have not. It sounds like
Then
a good
you don't
story.
know
though.
what you're talking about.
Fair. But I just remember the hell of listening to Christmas music on repeat. What should brewery? How would you approach Christmas as a brewery? Do you decorate? When do you start playing Christmas music? If you do play Christmas music, what Christmas music do you play?
Ignore it altogether.
How much kitsch is too much kitsch? Miracle Bar is too much kitsch. It's too much
Well, it also only exists as a Christmas themed bar pop up.
for like a month a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Halloween Express or whatever, like rolls into town.
Yeah, it's Spirit, Halloween, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so for music, if I was in charge of this, I would put it on like a lo-fi Christmas playlist on Spotify.
That's not a bad move.
So it's Christmas music. You all know the tunes, but like it's kind of subdued. It's not distracting from the experience, but like you're kind of getting into the spirit.
It doesn't remind you of just like the mall playing like fucking Bing Crosby for the 10,000th time. Yeah.
I would also release any kind of Christmas beer in early November.
Yeah.
That's what I like about
That's
Noel.
good timing.
It's like, it's not a Christmas beer, but it's a beer that's fun that always comes out around Christmas.
Okay, but we're talking about Christmas. There's a lot of like seasonal.
So Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, or the Celebration Ale is always a good example of that too. It's not Christmassy, but you associate it with Christmas because it's just what they do.
Yeah, because it's seasonal.
Yeah.
You put up your decorations as soon as possible. I mean, just December 1st, maybe even before Thanksgiving, because people are already like probably in town for the holidays.
Fucking psychos.
No,
No.
it's after Thanksgiving.
It's got to be 3 days before Christmas.
That's
And then you leave them up for like 3 months.
Yeah,
That's how that
you
goes
leave
in
them
the
up for an
homebrew store.
extended period of time. But yeah.
just to be clear, are you all aware that the 12 days of Christmas starts after Christmas?
Yes. To me, that's how Christmas should be, actually. Because it's really about celebrating the solstice, like
Man,
in the traditions
It's like
or whatever.
it's like you grew up in a Catholic church.
Yeah, my dad's family was Catholic or whatever.
That sounds a lot like Hanukkah.
Hey, they're doing a good job of it too. Hanukkah's like a good, chill family values holiday that's not like crazy like Christmas. Like if you grew up under Reagan and you celebrated Christmas, Christmas is just a fucking nightmare. It's
Can
a
you imagine
fiasco,
if Walmart had Hanukkah specials?
dude. And
I'm
there's
not
7
saying that they
days.
shouldn't. I'm just saying that would be cool.
Hey, is anybody
Yeah.
else getting cheese sweats right now?
I'm a little cheese sweaty. Yeah.
I've been eating cheese this entire time,
I've been pepper jacking.
and it's starting to get to me a little bit.
Oh, wait, we're building up our cheese tolerance for the World Cheese Festival next year.
So breweries should lean into this season as much as they can while still also staying true to themselves. I agree. Like if we talked
Against the
about
grain
we
was
talked
playing
about
Bing
Mile Wide,
Crosby, yeah.
like if Mile Wide went all out for like Christmas, like Miracle on Market did, it would be weird. And yeah, they would probably get some new customers, but a lot of the regulars probably wouldn't be hanging out there.
Just like that friend of ours who we won't mention, and like they want to just go sit somewhere and just drink a beer, and it happens to be December. You don't need to be cock slapped by Father Christmas every time you fucking like go outside. And then on Christmas, you start celebrating it a few days before, and then you carry on the Christmas celebration like into the Advent or into like the fucking New Year and like the solstice and all that stuff. You celebrate the changing of seasons the right way. Stop doing Christmas before Christmas, and then have Christmas, and then kind of celebrate the fun things that come, as you move into the new year and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you anti-capitalist.
Hey, look, I'm just suggesting a different way to do this thing. I think everybody's going to be less stressed out. Everybody's going to have to buy less things, and actually, our society will fall apart. I take it all back. No, let's do it. Get the hot Furby.
How do we fund Christmas? That's the real question.
Exactly.
Who funds Christmas? It's not about the
Santa,
congressional budget or the Senate. It's who funds Christmas.
Hasbro toys and like Nestle, world owning of all chocolate and water company. Anyway, that was just trauma that I wanted to share with you guys.
I'm glad you did.
Oh my God. If you're in Louisville, Mueller's.
No,
dude. Is that the Fallziskie?
No,
with pickle
that's
juice in it?
pickle juice. It's just regular ass pickle juice.
I feel like the fucking Fallziskie with a dash of pickle juice would be a banger. Yeah, let me try
Can you guys stop?
No, you're onto something, man.
No. All right, I just drank a little bit of the pickle juice, so let me pour a little bit more.
Also, the right way to celebrate Christmas is doing things like this. Get some cheese, get some beer, hang out with, I won't use the word friends to describe you guys, but it may be people you've been doing a podcast
with
for a while.
We're in a gang.
Yeah, it's
together.
a gang. It's Peaky Blinders. Oh, yeah, dude.
That was great.
No, it's not.
David.
You
have
pickle,
try
pickle
this.
juice and a little smoky. Come on, you got to do a little
That's
bit.
so good.
Just a little bit.
No.
Just a little bit.
No.
You're gonna hate it, actually. Here, just a little bit.
Oh, that was so good.
Will you do it just a tiny, teeny bit?
No.
Will you smell it?
People talk about pickleback shots, like in terms
Yeah.
of whiskey, but
Oh,
honestly,
I know what it is.
You're all lofted at you.
I'm apparently like neurodivergent and not liking pickles.
I can't stop eating right now. This is terrible.
Well, all this stuff is really good. Thank you very much. Was it Cabot that sent all this out?
Cabot.
Yeah, thank
or
you all.
Cabot. I
Cabot.
think it's
I've
Cabot.
always said Cabot, but I don't know if I'm right or not.
I've never even seen the word before.
Okay.
so-
Well, I've eaten their cheese.
Have you?
Yes, absolutely. They make fantastic cheese.
Well, apparently they do because this was really good.
We don't have any local cheese, but we do have local news.
Well, no, but I will just say that the cheese pairing was pretty fun.
I agree.
But maybe someday soon in the future, we can actually get somebody that actually knows cheese to come on with us and guide us through an actual tasting instead of us just kind of like haphazardly mixing in like pickle juice and beer.
I'm very excited for this hypothetical upcoming episode.
Yeah, hypothetical. It
Yeah.
needs to happen in real time. But yeah, so as David alluded to, we do want to talk a little bit about some local news going on. For example, Gallant Fox in Clifton, they are celebrating the opening of their second location in Mount Washington, which is nearby and like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
In
45 minutes.
30 minutes away.
Depends on traffic.
Yeah,
but
where you
if you're
at?
hitting no
Where you
traffic, you can be there in half an hour.
I don't know, David.
Or less.
I don't go so fast on the highway like you do.
How fast do you drive on the highway?
I don't know, but it's Bullitt County's first brewery.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And listen, like I'm not faulting breweries that do this kind of model, but like a lot of times breweries will open up a second location, it's a tap room, and it's just like a bar.
Mhm.
But no, they are actually going to be not just brewing there; they're going to be.
It'll kind of probably be their production facility.
It will be it's going to be a bigger
Yeah.
system than they have right now. It's going to be a 10-barrel brewery. They plan to open on December 20th, and they're going to start off with some beer and spirits at first, but then eventually by mid-January they'll have a full kitchen and menu available.
Which they've been testing out at the Clifton location, and so far so great.
I want to petition them because they've been on the podcast talking about this, close to a year ago, whenever they were one of our first guests, I believe. But I want them to do a collab beer with us. And I know somebody's named a beer this before, but
They
it
were
will
our
be apropos.
first collab beer we did with
Yeah.
them.
And
Well,
technically we did a second one with them already too.
Yeah, that's true. Could we do a long time common for Mount Washington?
But we already did a
No, I know, but I want to call it a long time common since everybody's like, when's Gallant Fox going to open? When's Gallant Fox going to open? It's
pretty
been
sure
a long time
that
common.
name is taken by
I
another.
know, I just wanted to make the joke. Move on, sorry.
I think it was
take back.
I think Wild Hops made that Kentucky Common beer. Anyway,
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's going to be super fun. The building looked great. You guys have tried the food. I hear good things about it. And I think with being down closer to bourbon country, the bourbon trail area or whatnot, there'll probably be some fun kind of bourbon collab barrel stuff that they'll put out that
Sure, but aside from that, you're just getting out of the city center.
Yeah.
The one thing that we always kind of advocate for is just like, hey, get out. Louisville's great. Louisville's huge. Metro back in 2005 became exponentially larger.
Yeah.
And you see these breweries come around. So it's a kind of an untapped market to just step outside of 264 or even just slightly beyond that. It's not like people don't live there.
And you're halfway to Bardstown, so it's like you could do a little road trip down that way.
Yeah.
Hit a couple of breweries.
People are thirsty there too, and they like beer.
Yep.
It'll be good. I mean, I think they're going to seat like a little over 150, both inside and outside.
That's big.
It'll be exciting for them. I'm excited for them. It'll be fun. I don't really anticipate going there myself that often because I can barely be bothered to drive more than 10 minutes away.
Yeah, I know.
But to David's point, yeah, like if I have if I have a Saturday afternoon, I'll make that trip. But listen, it's not there for us.
Yeah.
Like they're not opening up a spot in Bullitt County for us. They're opening up for the people of Bullitt County.
Yeah. But you can go, hike in Bernheim and then like stop in Mount Washington on the way back and drink a couple beers.
No,
that's not how that works.
Why not?
Not close.
Bernheim and Mount Washington?
No.
Oh, it depends on how you drive. But yeah, I take Old Louisville Road. I don't take the highway.
After we're done with the podcast, I'll show you a map.
All right.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's a different little triangle there.
All being said, it's not that damn far away at all.
No, it's really
not.
not.
If you travel to any major city and you have to travel 20 minutes to go get lunch, then you understand that, like, yeah, that's normal. Yeah. We're just absolutely spoiled with what we have here in Louisville.
Yeah.
And having the proximity that we do.
Particularly where we all live, the three of us live in Louisville. Spoiled. Like, we are by everything that we would regularly be going to anyway.
Yeah.
So on that point, I am getting a lot of cheese sweats. So, David, what do you got to plug?
For me specifically, I just want to plug the fact that dry January is bullshit. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't.
You should go to your local brewery.
Yeah, you should.
They need your help.
I mean, these are like a bad time to just do that. Just give up the thing that you do. Everything is about moderation. You shouldn't need an excuse not to drink. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. End of story. So don't let this like upcoming month of health like seduce you into not drinking. If you want to have a beer on a Friday, have a beer on a Friday. Do you need to have 7 beers on a Friday? Maybe not.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you.
You're an adult.
Yeah, make your own decisions.
I will plug a show that I just started watching that I never watched, and I didn't know why I never watched it, but Peaky fucking Blinders. I started watching it because it was on Netflix. And Louisville Trail is no longer a company designed to promote tourism and engage local craft beer enthusiasts. We're a fucking gang and we're taking over. Yeah, anyway. Peaky Blinders is a really weird show, but I kind of like it. Yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
I appreciate the accent.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
That was good.
Not good.
Not good at all. I would have to say.
Oh, and they drink a lot of mild out of buckets. They'll like bring in the actual growler, and they'll just all sit around the table and like dip their mugs in to drink dark mild. Yeah,
yeah. Let's bring that tradition back.
We can do that.
Not how COVID started at all.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
I would say that the Kentucky legislative session goes back into session, I should say.
Speaking of gangs.
On January 4th. That's pretty boring. Why would I be bringing that up? Because it's a new session and a new year, which means that we can start a revitalized campaign to name the Kentucky Common as the official state beer of Kentucky. That's something that has not gone away. That's something that we're still fighting for and still petitioning the General Assembly to do.
You fucking right.
We will break some kneecaps if we have to. For legal reasons, that's a joke. But it is something that we are very interested in doing. Not breaking kneecaps, making the Kentucky Common the official state beer.
I'll break a kneecap.
Yeah, my own maybe. But that's January 4th. So that means that we're going to get to work and try to put Kentucky on the map for some beer instead of just being bourbon.
You would think that having your state with one of the only native beer styles to the United States be the first state to declare not a state beer. It's not West 6 IPA. It's not fucking heady topper, depending on what state you're in. It's a style of beer. So it's kind of like we have the state flower. It's not a specific flower grown in a specific place. It's not like a specific candy or whatever. It's a style of beer that is native to this region, particularly to the city in the state. And we want it to be recognized for how awesome it is.
Well, apparently the way it went down last time is that I went through a certain political party who is not in control of the General Assembly.
Was it the Kentucky Common Party?
Yeah,
they
sure.
don't get any representation.
Yeah, the communists.
The communists. Yeah, that's great.
They were abolitionists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe my strategy this time around will go to the other side to introduce the bill so it does get put to a vote.
Well, I've been watching Peaky Blinders. I think I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So on that note, I'm going to go throw up some cheese. So
yeah, I know. I got the cheese sweats now, too. Thank you all for listening. Wherever you are, eat good cheese, drink good beer. And David's about to try purple.
No.